What's up, guys? How's everybody doing? Just starting the live, waiting for a few people to join, and then we can get started. Before we start, we can go over what we did last episode. We worked on it a little bit after too, and we could go where we're going to go from here. Hey, what's up, Deep? And if you guys are in here, if you could hit that like button so more people could join the live, that'd be awesome. YouTube will push it for sure. Okay, so I have in Notion a little layout of how we should be working and what we should do depending on the component we're in. And what I wrote is an overview of the application. So what we're doing is creating a software that allows the user to easily create an AI chatbot widget for their website without needing to have knowledge of coding or technical skills. So we're pretty much essentially allowing them to implement a chatbot on their website without them knowing how to code. Next, I wrote a few features of what they're going to get. Obviously, the main feature is going to be the chatbot widget. We're going to add a bunch more features of and benefits of what our solution is going to do for the owner or the end user, whoever buys our application. Next, we have the chatbot widget. So for the chatbot widget, that is going to be, I have my development server running. So this chatbot here on the bottom right, let me move myself away real quick. So this chatbot is what we worked on with, I worked on with 2 other people last night. And what this does is you click it. I'm going to reset my page though, just so it starts from brand new. So you click this button, it creates a new thread, and a thread is essentially a conversation. So it creates a new conversation. What's up, Ron? Great idea. Would be fun to see you build the whole project. Yeah, for sure. We're definitely trying to grind this almost every night and trying to complete this project as soon as we can. But what it does is you click the chat widget, it creates a new thread, it does a welcome message, and then what we can do is say whatever we want. So we say, hi, I need help building an AI assistant for my roofing business. Like whatever you want to say. So you click enter, it goes to a loading state, and then it is trying to fetch an API call from OpenAI for the Assistant API. And as you can see here, I really went very descriptive, which this is a very long response, but this is a response from AI Assistant. And then this thread ID is actually going to be saved inside of context, the React context. So if we close this and then open it again, our context is still here. But if you exit the site, your chat will restart like most websites. So that is the chatbot, and that's how it's working right now. And this is what we want to implement onto people's website by allowing them to copy and paste a script tag, or we were thinking of maybe using iframes. But that is what we did, and let me go over the outline for that. So the chatbot widget, the user will fill out a simple form so that they can make their chatbot custom to their website. So we have some user inputs. So if we go to our / create chatbot page, this is allowing them to create a chatbot. So this is why I said they don't need to know any code. So here is the form that they could create. And then this is the prototype of how the chat is going to look for them. So what they can do is they could change their chatbot name. So say if we want Chatty 2.0. Let me refresh this page. I think something's obviously up. So if we start typing Chatty 2.0, you can see the prototype changes automatically with it. We can give the instructions to the chatbot, which is pretty much given the prompt. And this is going to show up on the back end, which is what we need. We could create a welcome message. So like this, it'll change, hi, I'm Chatty 2.0, how can I help? And we could change the color scheme. So depending on their logo, how their website's set up, they could change it based on the color by using a hex value. You could type it in here, or you could use the color picker. And the next thing we want to do is we want to upload a logo. So say if they want to use their business logo, so a logo here, we upload it, and we could style it better, but you get the point. The logo is here in front of the chatbot, in front of the chat box. And then the next thing is they get upload files to train their chatbot to be custom to their website. So we're going to consider this the knowledge base, and we're going to have to pass this to the assistant that is assigned to their user. And their user is going to be found by their email address. And we are using Auth.js, so we can use some methods in there. So for example, we have some methods to retrieve the user, and the new methods in version 5 to retrieve a user is going to be right here on line 5. We are importing auth from the @/auth file, which we created in like episode 1, which configures Auth.js. And then we just set a variable, which we call session, and we await the auth pretty much function. And this, you could console like the session and you see what you get. You usually get a session.user and then whatever properties and fields you added. So it's usually a name, email, and I think an image. For the image, if you signed in with Google or any of the GitHub providers or Google provider, whatever you signed up with, you usually automatically get an image for a profile image. So that is kind of where we are right now. Akil, what if we provide them more options for loading options, just like theme? One more loading indicator, maybe a circular spinner. I mean, yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know if that's, so you're saying just give them an extra option for how the loader looks? Because if that's the case, I mean, we can, but I think we could do that later on. That's like little tiny extra features that I feel aren't that important right now to the project. So if we go back to our Notion, so for the user inputs, which was this page right here, we do the chatbot's name, which I pretty much went over. And then when we click the create your chatbot, which is down here, we are only allowing each user to create one chatbot per account. We could obviously implement plans later on where if you get the premium plan, you could build 3 chatbots. But for now, every user gets one chatbot, and we are running that check inside of our API route. So we will create an assistant using the OpenAI Assistant API. We will pass in the name, the instructions, the tool type of retrieval. We're using the GPT 3.5 Turbo model, and we have to pass in the files to create the assistant. These are the knowledge files that the assistant is going to be trained on. We will then save the assistant ID to the user object in our database by using the email address of the session object from Auth.js. Then, like I said, each user one assistant. And then we will send the assistant.id to the front end so we can save it in the assistant context state, which is what he's in the chat. He helped us build that, and same thing with Harshit. So D and Harshit helped me build a lot of the features last night that were off stream after the stream. So we're gonna do the same thing again today. I'm gonna stream for about 2 hours here, so from maybe 10:30 to 12:30 my time, and then after we will have like a collaboration session where we can jump in a Discord audio call and we can build more features to this specific project. So if you guys are interested in that, just let me know. But other than that, we will pretty much send the assistant ID to the front end. So we're going to store it in the assistant context state using the context hook from React. We will also create a chatbot model that has all the field forms that they submitted in the user inputs. And this API creates the assistant, and then it's going to save it to the user that's logged in. They will be able to edit the inputs on another page if they would like. This will modify the assistant. So we're going to create a brand new page, and if they don't like what they put on this form, they obviously are going to have the ability to edit any of these, like the welcome message. If they don't like how they did it the first time, there'll be a different page where they can edit their assistant. For example, 10 chat messages in an hour or something similar. I think it's just per month. So we're going to set a limit per month of how many messages you can do. That's what I've seen other competitors and websites do who build a similar software like this. So that's how I'm going to implement like an API rate for them. But other than that, let's jump into some code. So I'm going to leave this up, and I have a development server. And the first thing I want to do is I kind of want to change the logo to make it more modern. I know I used that using Canva, created a logo, but what I want to do is I want to go into React icons, and I'm going to search up like a chat icon. So it could be something. I guess we could do something like this. And let's change our logo. So our logo is inside of our components and landing page and navbar. So let me import the icon up here at the top. And then use it as a self-closing component or element. And let's do it right above the image, and let's remove the image as well. So we had the image removed, and we have it wrapped in a link tag so we could go back to the home page. And then we also need, let's see, can we do styling inside the link tag? Yes, we can. So let's make this a flex and then a space X of like 3. And then what we can do is we can create a name, and then we'll do a H2. I don't know what the semantic one is. It should be either H2 or H1. I think the logo shouldn't be an H1, I'm assuming. So I'm going to do H2. We're going to call it Chatty. Let's give this some style. So class name, text 2XL, font extra bold. And then we can, that should be good. Let's test it out and see what it looks like. So you can see the logo is too small, so we do have to change the size of the icon, I mean. So let's add a size attribute. It should be an H2. Okay, cool. That's what I thought. I just kind of guessed there, but I knew it shouldn't probably be an H1 just because the H1 for SEO reasons should not probably be the logo. So let's do a size of 30. Check it out. That looks better. Let's do an item center because it looks a little off. Item center like this. And that looks pretty good. I think, what do you guys think? That looks better than the old logo. So chatty like that. And let's inspect. And then on mobile, we have to change it to, because right now our mobile still has the image. So I'm just going to copy this whole link right here. Go to our mobile sheet. And where is the logo? So we have the hamburger menu, sheet header. It's probably still in the nav bar then. Yeah, it's right here. So let's copy this, paste. It is better? Yeah. I think it's a lot better too. I'll leave it. Do you guys, what should our theme be? Should it be a black and like whitish, almost a creamish white, pretty much styling, or should we add orange? Like, what should our colors be for the website? Black and white, I feel it's simple and clean, but what do you guys recommend? I know most people usually pick like 2 or 3 main colors and they go from there. So we have the mobile sheet, that. Next thing, let's go to the navigation menu. And this navigation menu is from ShadCN. And I don't mind, we don't have to change the navigation menu now. And we're not gonna have too many pages. So let me actually go inside of here. And what we can do is we can remove this navigation menu that maps through the object above that's hard-coded. And let me see how it looks now. And I guess we could get rid of the component as well. Let's get rid of that components drop down. Where is it? Oh, so this is it right here. So this navigation menu item. Remove that whole navigation menu item. This one's good. And then let's see what we have now. So we have 2. And then what we can do is we just copy this documentation one over like another time. And if we need to use it again, we'll do it again. navigation menu. Let's just copy it down. Okay, so now we have 3. And one of the things we should do is for this prototype, this background needs to be white so it stands out from the background. So let's change that. I'm just kind of going over some styling stuff. None of this is really technical right now, but I just kind of want to clean some stuff up, make the code look nice, and such forth. D, do you plan on coding after? Obviously, in a little bit, we will do the same thing. Just let me know in the chat if you plan on doing that again. Chatbot prototype. So for this, the parent div should be background of white. Now that's showing like that, which is good. And then this page is a BG slate of 100. So we need to fix that page. So we have the chatbot prototype, and then that page should be, this should be height of full, not height of screen, because it's stopping halfway, even because that's not the full screen height. Okay, so there we go, like that. And now this is too long. So let's see what this problem is. Flex, pro sidebar. We go back to the chatbot prototype. And we have a height of 70%. I know you did a specific height yesterday, D, and it was through Tailwind. You have to go somewhere today, so it's not possible. That's fine. Obviously, we could do it the other days. I'll do most of the styling, most of that stuff, but the main logic building, I would probably need your help with, which is going to be like creating the script tag with the widget and how to send that over. Or the iframe. Because I know somebody recommended, I think it was Ron, iframe a better option, I think. 70 DVH, yeah, that's what it was. Was it like this? Yeah. There we go, that's a lot better, just like that. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Now these buttons look bad, they don't mix in. Do you guys think the page should be a BG slate of 100? Or do you think this chat box should be a BG slate of 100? Or vice versa? What do you guys think? So like this is a competitor site. And what they have is like almost like a whitish, bluish. And then here's ours. Should it be gray like that? Or is that not that inviting? Hey, how you doing? What's up? BG slate of 50? We could try that. So let's do BG slate 50. That's better. I actually like it better. BG slate of 50. Let's do it for the navbar too. BG slate of 50. Should we do like a border bottom of 2? Something like that maybe? Or is it a border bottom just in general like that? You thinking a border bottom shadow? Oh, another thing we figured out too is like if I'm not getting to your guys' questions or comments right away, I think there's like a 15 or 20 second delay on YouTube side. So that might be why. For chat prototype. So we could do a shadow of, let's try XL. That looks pretty good. Definitely a lot better. Pops out. I think these little bounces may be a little too big too. and we made them yesterday inside of our widget component. So let me see. Let me go to our components, AI Assistant Widget. And what we did in here was we created right here. It should be, I think, this whole div. And let's replace it. We can replace it right here and see how it looks. Okay, so it looks good. It's just on the wrong side. I think a class we could do. I know I had, that's where I had the float right. Nope. Okay, so let's see what we can do here. Let me move my windows around real quick and let's fix this. Okay, so I want to move this over. Control B, Control Z to wrap it. So what we have is we have this full div. It says background orange, so I don't think this should be a float right here. Let's try it on this div. That works, but made it really small. Let me just try px of 1. Px of 4. You have done some refactoring of the widget. You have done? Yeah, I did it too. The thing we messed up on too last night, D. Let me go to the widget component real quick. Is inside of the widget component for the one function called create thread. We said if there was a thread ID, we just return null. So that means if there is a thread ID saved in the context, which that means if you close it, it just stopped this from running and it actually wouldn't show the chat. And pretty much, yeah, if you show me the refactored code, if you want to put in Discord, whatever you want to do, let me open Discord. So just in case anybody messages me there, we can see it through there. But what I want to do is I'm showing this like right here. Then we need to be able to fix this. So let's go back to the chat prototype. And is it because the text is small? Let's do text large. Nope. Text small. Let's remove the float right then. And then it goes to being bigger again. Let's do justify end. Nope. Text right. Oh, I think we have to do flex then justify end. Yeah, there we go. So that's working better. And we can do, let's do some margin of top of 4. So that brings it down a little bit, maybe 6. And what do you guys think about that? So that looks a little better there. The next thing I need to do is I need to fix these nav bars. Like they have a white button around it, and we need to make it the BG slate of 50. And I think that comes by default, so we need to go inside of our components, UI, and then navigation menu. And then we need to look for the navigation menu list. Let's see, what do we have to look for? So the chevron down is the pointing down. Something like rem or em instead of dvh, because I feel like it's shifting from its place a little bit while scrolling. Yeah, when it's scrolling, it's shifting very, very little, but I kind of wanted to stay on. If you could give me a class for that, Akil, I'll be able to test it out and see which is better. So I'm trying to change this default behavior from this navigation menu. I'm trying to find the color. So navigation menu trigger. Which it could be that. Chevron down, navigation menu, class name. Navigation menu content. If we go to our navigation menu, the content is technically everything inside. We need the navigation menu item. You have sent me, oh yeah, that video you sent me? Yeah, I actually still haven't looked at it, but I definitely do need to look at it. I just forgot about it till now, until you mentioned it. Does anybody know where in the chat we could change this color? Is he saying use of height like 30 or something like that, but we want it to be relative to the screen height? I think he might be. I'm not 100% though. Akil, you can answer that based on what you think. Does anybody know where the navigation, where we could change this color right here? Would this be the trigger? But I don't know where in the navigation menu, that UI, where we could change it. That's the code that they give us. So get navigation menu. Let's try here, BG slate of 50. I want to see what it does. Okay, so that doesn't do anything. Next thing, navigation menu list. BG slate of 50. Nope. That changed actually 2 of the 3. So you see BG slate of 50 right here? It changes the documentation one, which is perfect, but the get started one doesn't change. This is a navigation menu trigger style. BG slate of 50 here too. Nope. It might be this one right here, BG slate 50. No, that changed the chevron, which is the down arrow. It might be. There we go. So it was that class right there. Okay. So now our navigation's looking a little better. I don't mind it highlighting like that. It's actually good now. So let's remove this and then show the full screen. So there's our navigation menu. Everything looks better. We have this. The other thing I want to do is when I'm on the dashboard, we string defined the data. So as you can see, we string define the data right here. And that means we're logged in. So we need to actually change the sign up button because since we are logged in to like a log out. So what we can do is inside of our auth.ts file, we're exporting a sign out function from auth.js, which we could use. And we have to import it from this file, auth.ts. So what we can do here is on the nav bar, we could do a conditional. So we have a sign up button right here. And this is a server component. So let's fix this. Let's import the sign out. And this should be coming from @/auth because it's on the root layer and it's in the auth.ts file. Next thing we want to do is import auth. And this is coming from @auth, and this needs to be wrapped in a bracket, I think, like that. And what we can do here is we can do a const session equals await auth, like that. And this needs to be asynchronous now. And we actually might have written some functions to get the user, so let's see. So we're writing functions to get the user from the database. Writing functions to get the account from the database, which will be like the Google provider. Let's see if we did anything else. Token, Prism. Okay, so for us to get the session, we do have to just keep using the auth like that. So what we can do here is we could say if session, then display the button. But then if there is no session, oh no, so if there's not a session, we display the sign up button. And then if there is a session, we need to have another button with on click that says sign out. Oh, well, we can't do that because it's, we could just, I guess, create, what can we do here? We can't do an on click because it's not a client component. Okay. Let me see if that is the case or not. Clicked. Type void is not assignable to type undefined. I think in Next auth there's a component like logged in and signed out achieved the same thing. Is there? I don't think there is. Let me check though. Let's see. I know I saw the word sign in and sign out. Session. They also have a status property on the object of the use session hook. That's for client side. I don't think they actually have it. I don't think they have a component logged in. I think that's only Clerk. I think Clerk has a component like that, and you wrap it. But for the sign in and sign out for Auth.js version 5, I'm pretty sure it's just those functions here. I mean, what we can do technically is, can we just do a button with a link and do like a href and then open like a model up? Like, are you sure you want to sign out? So it could be like / sign out, like that. Pass the button in there. And that should work. I just want to make sure it's showing up. So yeah, so we're logged in, it says sign out. Yeah, so I don't have version 4, because if you go to our package JSON, I have version next auth, you see right here, 5.0.0 beta .13. I think that's not part of it all. It's, when I read the docs, you're supposed to pass the sign in and sign out functions from your auth.ts file, and you export them with your handlers, your auth, which is how you get the session, and you export it through this file. So I don't think that's at all. Maybe in version 4, but I still don't even think it was in version 4. Like, I think there might have been functions too where you just import it. So what we can do here, so we have the sign out, and then we can open up a module. Doesn't ChatCN have a module? Do they not have something like a module? Oh, it's a dialogue. We could do the dialogue. That's not bad. So when you click it, this will pop up. Do we have dialogue installed in our UI? No, we don't. So let's install that CLI. So we have that working for us. So we have the dialogue ready. Let's go and look at the code. So we can import all of this at the top. That might not work either though. So if we want to sign out, we can't do an on click unless we make this navbar a client. And then what? And we pass the session in as a prop. So this navbar is here. Can we just get the session on the layout and then just pass it down? Hey, where's the navbar? Is the navbar here? Yeah, it is here. So import session, or no, it's not import session, it's import auth. Hey, how you doing, Law? Welcome in. If you have any questions, you guys can leave them in the chat of what we're doing, any of the videos I've recorded on YouTube, any of that stuff. Go ahead and ask away. I want to be able to sign out, but you can't sign out because my navbar is a server component. and I need to on click to click the sign out. So I think I'm going to start with the, you can also get the client session, but then you can't sign out. I want to be able to click. I want to be able to make that a client page, the nav bar. I need that on click to work. So what we could do you think this method is where we just start here equals I don't have a problem getting the session. Or wait, you're right. We can just get the session. You're right. That's, instead of passing it down, we should just do that. I was thinking of something else, but I think you still use the use session hook, don't you? So we'll make this a client. Import the use session from Next.auth React. Const data equals session like that, and then let's console log the session just to make sure. Oh, I didn't get rid of the async. Use session must be wrapped in the session provider. Oh, I forgot to do that. Let me do the use session hook. I forgot how the syntax was. I have to wrap the session provider inside of our layout folder. Let me see the use session Next.auth. So it's a session provider like that, wrapped inside of our layout. So let's import session provider from Next.auth like that. Should I wrap the body? Or let's see what the example shows. I think I'll get a hydration error actually. Let me not wrap the body. So let's do session provider. Session should equal session. Like that. But we have to get session here. Can't find the name session. Do we pass it in as a children? Is that what it was? Yeah, we passed it in as children, I think. You don't need the session anymore? Use client export session provider from Next.auth. So you're saying you don't have to wrap the layout file at all, Des? And hey, Des, welcome into the live chat. So you don't wrap the layout file. You exported it as a used client. You export it as a used client, then wrap it inside my body. You do, but not put session and session provider. I don't. What do you mean by like you exported it as a used client and then wrapped it inside the body? So I'm assuming like this session provider. So if you don't have to pass the session anymore, just wrap it, get it from there. Then we can go back into our nav bar and see if we're console logging that session. See if we're getting an error. Okay, so we're getting no errors, I don't think. So session and nav bar. And yeah, it's showing the session. So I guess, yeah, you're right. D's right. And yeah, use client is necessary. Yeah, so everything's working. I do have use client there. I don't have it in the layout though. So the layout.tsx, I'm not using the use client. But the nav bar, I'm using use client. Now for the sign out on the button, I can have an on click. Remove the link. Don't need the link anymore. And then we could just do the, I think it's just the sign out like that. I already imported it. And like that. Yeah, I don't think the layout file has to be, if the provider, if it is working, don't change it. Yeah, I'm not going to change it. Look, right now it looks like it's working. Oh. Create chatbot. Yeah, so all my pages are working. Nav bar. Let's go to /dashboard. Let's sign out. So we have the sign out. Wish you were following the series from the beginning. Yeah, I mean, it's been a good series so far. We've had a few people in the chat following it from the beginning. We're not too far in, but I mean, we've already done all the authentication. We've created this chatbot widget. I'm covering it right now. So we created this chatbot widget, and then we have the Assistant's API hooked up. We're able to conversate with it based on the prompt we gave our assistant. We can close it. The chat's still there because we use context. Like I said, we can create our own chatbot by filling out a form, answering some questions, and then whatever you put here, it will change, as you can see on the prototype on the right side. So I put Chatty 2.0. That's the name of the chatbot. If you don't want 2.0, you know you remove it. So we've done a pretty good amount already. And I just want to, let me test out the sign out bar. So if we have sign out, one error. Invariant header is expected. You have a request async storage, none available. Okay, I remember getting this error. I think I imported it from the wrong. Yeah, I can't use that sign out from there. It's got to be from Next.auth/React. I'm almost 100% sure that's what it is. So let's see. So we're signed in. Let me just go back to the dashboard. And that's such a weird error to throw because it has nothing to do with that. So sign out. Yeah, so it's null. The session's null. Let's have another button that says sign up or log in. Register, so register like that. Button. Let's create a parent div. Right here. We will have an, oh, not an on click. Oh, let's do another link. Let's just copy this down actually. Let's give this class name of flex space x4 item center. This one should be called login. It'll take us to the auth login page. Or did we name it login or we named it sign in? Site. Where are our pages? So we're in the app folder. Oh, it's right here, login. Okay, perfect. Login. Okay, so everything should work now. Let's test it out again. Okay, both of them are combined. So we have a div. Do we have to do flex row and then like gap 4? No, I think I didn't separate the two links. Maybe they don't act as their own elements. Oh no, I have the button wrap in both of them. Yeah, I have the button wrap in both of them. Good catch. I just noticed that. There we go. And then let me change the style of like the login. So we're going to change the button variant. The variance is default, destructive, ghost, link, outline, or secondary. Let's try outline. Oh, I'm on the wrong one too. I'm on the wrong button. We got to work on the right button for it to change. So let's do outline. See how it looks. Log in and sign up. That's not too bad. I mean, we could keep for now. And then we can add icons too. I'm going to use React icons again. And if you guys have any suggestions in the chat of what I should be doing, adding any features to this, just leave them down. You have a single button for both of them? Yeah, I noticed. I noticed a little too late. We're going to do sign in. See if that even has something. Okay, this is pretty cool. So we'll import it. Not think too much about it. So this will be for the sign in. So you have the login button. We can put it right here. And then this might have to be class name of flex and then space x2. That's not bad. So we have a login like that. It's maybe a little too much gap, I think. Let's do a space x of 1. That's not bad. And let's do a sign up. Log in. And I guess we could do this. Do the same thing. And I think the link tag needs to be wrapping the button. So let me make sure I have that. So this link, let me wrap it around the button. and then put the button inside of the link. And the link, I'm going to give a class name of flex, and then space x1. Let me move the link outside, because I think if I leave it in, it's not going to actually be able to be clickable, the whole button. So I think the link has to be outside the button. And let's give this class name to the link. Give it a space, and then let's check it out. Oh yeah, they do have that. If you want, you can use the AsChild button prop on the button, or you can add the class button variants to the link elements. I'm going to do the AsChild on the button. So let me reverse that. The AsChild and AsChild. React.js only expected to receive a single React element. Huh. I guess you can't do AsChild. That sign up's a little too close too. Are you sure you guys are allowed to do that as child, or is the link have to be outside the button? Okay, that's better. Remove the button and only keep the link. But I kind of wanted to use the ShatCN button for this. Don't you think we should use it? If you want, you can use the child prop on the button, or you can add the class button variances to the link. I guess you would have to wrap it in a React fragment since you have two components inside the button. Let me try that. And so you're saying wrap this in a fragment. Wrap this in a fragment. That works, but for some reason it took away the background of the button now. Let me refresh it. So our button's not popping up for some reason. I can use the button variances to the link. That's what it was. Okay, so you're saying remove the button. Remove the button. Remove this button. Remove that button. What you want to do then, you saying, is move this in there. Give it a space. Move that in there. Give it a space. And you're saying you can use the button variances to the link? Were you talking about that's for the... Isn't the button variances on the button? Oh, you're saying, oh, import button variances. It comes from the ShatCN and applied as a class to link. So you're saying you can get rid of the button though, right? Makes sense. There we go. Okay. Button variances, login, class name. And if I want to add other classes, can I just go like this or no? So say if I need to give it a flex. Would it be a comma? And then flex? Or you just go flex? Or would this be in the backticks? No. Yeah, I could use the cn function. Let me see. Put the button variances in there. And comma flex and space x1. Nice. If you want to class name and buttons. I think this is working right here, so I'm going to keep it with that. Let me see if it's working. You need to go? All right, D, appreciate you tuning in. Hopefully to see you tomorrow. Yep, I'll see you tomorrow. Sounds good, man. Message me in Discord if you have any ideas. Okay, so it looks like the flex isn't working. Flex space 1. Try switching the order. Let's try that. I think that's working. Was that for the sign up button? I think it was. I wonder if it was because of SpaceX or the order. Let me see. It was because of SpaceX. So I don't think it mattered about the order. I think it was just, I thought SpaceX would work on Flex. I'm going to do a gap right here and let's see. Yeah, it's giving it a gap now. Maybe a gap X of 2. Yep, that's working. Cool. And then let's do the... How would you be able to change the variant then? So if you go to button variances, let me look at the ShadCN docs. So if we search button variants, maybe it's in the button. Is that where the variant is? You can use the button variants helper to create a link that looks like a button. Oh, you put the variant like that. Okay, cool. Okay, that works. There we go. That's perfect. And let's change some of the navigation, what it says at the top. Let's go inside of our navigation menu. We could change documentation to features. And then the other one, I know we're going to have a pricing page as well. That's going to be a given. And then we could just say features. It'll take us to the features page. And then this will just take us to the pricing page. And then this big one right here, instead of saying getting started, we can leave that for now, but let's see how it looks. We have features, pricing, chatty, sign up, login. So we click sign up. Let's make sure it goes to our page. We're on the register page, login. Login page. Let's log in. Oh, let me see what that error is. I got to sign out. I think it was from a res.error on a catch. So let me log in. Let me do it again. And let me... Two, three, four, five, six. Oh, I think it's a res.error. I've seen it one time real quick. Let me go into my login functionality. So page, login form. What we can do here, yeah, so it's saying if there is a res.error, set error. That's it, because I think I'm doing success. So I think it's throwing an error because of that. Let me check. So log in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Log in. Yeah, no error now. Okay, perfect. We have features, pricing, sign out. Takes us to the dashboard. What we can do next is we have this working. Let's go to create a chatbot. We could work, I guess, on the styling of this a little better. I'm going to put this heading above all of it. So let's go to our chatbot form. And that's on what page? Create chatbot. No, it's not that page. Oh, no, it is create chatbot. Yeah, so let's do above the chatbot form, which holds the form and the prototype. Let me just make sure. Yeah, it holds the prototype as well. What we need to do is pass in the logo. Accept the logo, because now our logo is working. So if you weren't watching the other episodes, we were having a problem transferring the logo from like a file or object to a string or vice versa. We had to go through a bunch of different type checks and such. I mean, I could show it, but the code is on GitHub too if you want to know what we did. Can't find the name logo. Did I name it logo? Oh, it's because it's saying logo is undefined, so of course they can't find it. Let's do a quick fix and see what Copilot recommends. To solve the problem, add a missing declaration for the logo variable. Oh no, we are passing it in. We are passing in the logo state. That's what it was. I don't know. I had that commented out, which I probably just need to get rid of. So it did confuse me. There we go. Okay, so now everything's working good. So like I said, let's create that H2, which is on the top of this. It's technically an H1. Let's cut this. And I'm also going to add comments around my code, so when I go back, I could see what's going on. Because this is starting to get a pretty good amount. It's getting a lot. So we need to make sure everything's good to go. Okay, so create your chatbot in a few steps is on this left side. What I need to do is I need to create a div wrapping this chatbot form. And I need to add this here. Remove this. This will just be the parent div. We can name it probably a section. And let's see now. Okay, cool. So that's better. It looks like there's still too much space over here to the right. I'm going to inspect and see what's going on. So we have this, but for some reason it says width full. Why is there, what is that over there? Is that for the sidebar? That is for that sidebar, is it not? I think it is. Is that React Pro sidebar? Let me go to that package and see how we could disable that, because I think the React Pro sidebar could be on the right or left, and I think that's what it is, because I never gave it any margin right and left, none of that. So let's see. So here's the props, the types, RTL Boolean. We're gonna do that's what it is. Right to left direction, false. Where's that React Pro sidebar? It's probably in components. Here it is, Pro sidebar. Was that RTL? Where would the RTL be? Has anybody worked with the React Pro sidebar before? This package? Has anybody worked with this Pro sidebar package? And if you haven't, do you guys have a recommendation on anything I should use that's going to be a sidebar? We do like a demo. See, that's what it is right there. That RTL that goes left and right, I don't want that. So view code. Can we do a control find RTL? Handle RTL change. Set RTL to e.target.checked. RTL. Can you disable the RTL for the React Pro sidebar? Reversing the sidebar direction. Now let's say we want our sidebar to be on the right side. We can usually use that by using the RTL right to left prop from the React Pro sidebar. I might just have to take it out. And create our own sidebar. Because as you can see, there's way too much white space over here. Okay, let's do this too. Where is it? The chatbot form. We have a form with a space of YX. Let's change this like 3 maybe. Okay, let's go back to 6, see the difference. Let's try this at 2. It's not horrible. Let's do the whole div. Or is it because I have container here? Let's also give the heading a little more padding. Margin bottom 6. Let's do margin top and bottom of 6. Do you guys have a recommendation for any typography? Recommendations. So we got like Poppins, Montserrat. I think that's how you spell it. Any others? We could also add an avatar up here. That's what we need to do, so let's do that as well. And we could see the typographies later, maybe. I'm gonna use avatar from Chatbot. Let's try that out. Okay, so we have the avatar. Let's just copy this whole code. Come over here inside of our components landing page, I guess. We could always move somewhere else. Let's put avatar.tsx, paste all the code in. Then we got to rename this avatar component. And then this source, let's import the auth. And this is coming from @/auth, like that. Concession equals, hey, what's up, Harshit? Harshit, what's up, man? How you doing? I thought you weren't gonna be able to be with us tonight. Export async function. The alt is going to be, it's going to be dynamic depending on who's logged in. So session dot question mark dot user dot name. Type string or null or undefined is not assignable to type string or undefined. So it could be null. Okay, so let's do a concatenation. And then let's do a null, right? Type string or null is, or no, it'll be undefined. Yeah, like that. Cool. Harshi, we will, if you are free, we will be working on some of the code in the next about 30 to 40 minutes again, like a collaboration session if you want to. If not, it's obviously totally up to you as well. We could do a fallback. We'll leave it blank for now. Avatar image. This is going to be the session dot user dot image, and then obviously if not, it's going to be undefined, just to fix that type error. And right now we don't have an image if we log in with the credentials provider, so we have to give them like a settings page to be able to do that. But if we go, oh, I need to import the avatar component. So let's go to, we are going to go to the navbar. And if there is no session, we do sign up. And then if there is, let's do a fragment like that. Move this button inside. So there'll be a sign out. Let's make this fragment a div actually. Make this a div. We can also get the avatar. And this is coming from the avatar component. This would be the avatar component. Paste it in like that. And it's not showing because we're not logged in. So let's log in. Async await is not yet supported in client components. Which one of those folders or files has it? It must be this one right here, which is fine. Let's see if that's the reason. So if we log in, log in. Oh, so we are logged in. It's just, we have to use the use session hook. And then we could just say const session, or it's data. Session equals use session. We can unmark this. Go back to our navbar. Make this flex, and then a gap x of 4. Yeah, so we have that avatar right there. We can actually make this avatar like clickable where they could click down maybe. But let's see. I'm gonna sign out. I'm gonna sign in with the Google provider, and then we're gonna see if the image actually populates. So let's do this Gmail account I have here. And yeah, you see it populates right there, the avatar. So it shows we're signed in with the appliance plug. And what I'm thinking is we can use the drop down menu from Chatbot. Hey, what's up, Raj? How you doing? Raj, were you the one that messaged me on LinkedIn? Is that you? Let's use, yeah, we're going to use the drop down menu from Chatbot. Yeah, we'll do that. We're going to do a totally different one. We'll use this one right here. And it looks like it has to be a use client. So it says the drop-down menu trigger. You used it? Oh, okay. Yeah, I had a feeling that was you. Yeah, so we're gonna use. Let me just import this drop-down menu. So let me remove this whole button right here. Get that closing div. And let's refactor this a little bit. So we have, oh. So let's import the dropdown. And this file is kind of getting big, which is fine. We can always make it look better. Are we working on avatar? Yeah, we're working on the avatar. So the avatar by default for the Google provider, the image is displayed. And for the credentials provider, we need to be able to give them an option to upload an image. But to do that, I'm going to create a settings page. Why am I importing it there multiple times? Okay. So we are going to have a drop-down menu. And let's see how the docs show we should do this. Then we have a drop-down menu trigger as a child. Drop-down menu. Like that. And the trigger should be the avatar component. Drop down, drop down. Yes, use as child when you're using component inside chat scene component like button or menu. Yeah, we were discussing that about probably 10 minutes before you came in. But why do you have to use the as child? I mean, I haven't really looked at what the doc said. But if you know, let me know in the chat. So we have the drop-down menu trigger. I think the next one was the drop-down, menu content. I just want to see what this gives me. Let me see what this is. I want to see how it looks based on what GitHub Copilot. Okay. Drop-down menu trigger. This avatar component is here. Let's give this a class name of cursor pointer. See if we're even over it. Let's go back to the chat.cn docs. I'm just going to copy all of this drop-down menu content. I don't care about being a checkbox. Let's just say hi. I think it might have to have something in here. That's why it's not dropping down. No, I still don't see anything dropping down. Maybe because of the Z index? So if I remove that, okay, we don't have it. Drop down menu as drop down menu. That's too much. Radio group. Okay, let's just... That's a lot. I mean, I think by default we have Lucid Reacts. Let's try it. Let's copy that. Now let's copy this code. That's a huge drop down. The drop down trigger needs to be the avatar component. Okay, so this drop-down menu is not working for some reason. Either, let's try a different page. Do we have to give this some class names? Can't give the drop-down menu class names. Let's do this a Z index of 200. I don't know if it's like hiding behind something. Let's just test it out. Nope. Oh. This should be the drop-down menu trigger. And it seems like it's not working. I'll remove all of this. Let's just have this for now. Refresh. And now we're back to that, but we need the drop-down menu to do it. You're saying when you don't use AsChild and menu after selecting the menu item, menu doesn't close, but if used, menu gets closed after select. Okay. So I guess the AsChild gives functionality to the children element. That's what it sounds like. So like the bind. Let's see. AsChild. Preview. Does anybody have a clue of why this drop-down menu is not working? So we have it here. Let's import at the top again. Let's remove all of this. Let's do a drop-down menu. Then what we can do here is a drop-down menu trigger as child. Avatar component, drop-down menu trigger, drop-down menu content. I feel like that should work, but it's not working. Instead of drop down, use the menu component, menu bar. So like is it a hover? Is that what it is? Yeah, I could use the menu bar. Just do one instead of those three. Let's try that. Let's remove all of this then. I know why. I think maybe because I didn't. Let me try this. I gotta wrap this in parentheses. Let's try it now. I did add the menu bar. The menu bar does look better. You don't have to click it maybe. Did I just exit out of all those pages? I did. Myself over. No, still not working. It's weird. Okay, so we got the menu component. So if there's no such in that, then if there is, we do that. Let's go to the menu bar, code. It's almost like the same. Okay. Instead of drop down, hey, did you see my version on Git? No, I didn't. Use the bottom example. Oh yeah, let me use that. Let's see if it works without the avatar component, just to see if it works. File, because that works. It looks like that's working now. The Z index of the nav bar must be higher. It has to. There's no way. Z of 100. So if we do like Z of 150, and then let's try the avatar component here. That's looking better. Why is it you get that weird background when you click though? Just like that. Create chat. Does that look weird to you guys where it gives like that? I mean, it's not a big deal, but this will be log out. This will have a on click with a sign out like that. This one could be menu bar trigger, give a styling. Menu bar item for this. We don't need that many menu bar items. This one can be dashboard. Account settings. Let's try this. Let's do this one as, we can do this one as create your assistant. Something like that. Then we have to give the styling for the menu bar trigger. So that looks good. If we click log out, okay, cool. And then another thing, let me do this real quick before I style that. So we're logged in. We should not be able to access the dashboard page if we aren't logged in. So if there's no authentication. I think there is a way in Next.js to do, or Auth.js, to do like middleware, but instead of that we could do this just for a temporary fix. We have dashboard and we have a layout. What we can do here is we can import the auth, and this is coming from @/auth, that file. Can this be async? And then const session equals await auth. There is a session provider. I was thinking just like if no session, return null. And I just want to see if this works. Like I said, this might be a temporary fix. Okay, so yeah, it's not returning anything, but if we log in, which this isn't a good way to do it. We could, I'm just going to remove it actually. And then if we go to this / create chatbot show, so that way works. I'm just going to remove this for now, not have this asynchronous. I think there's middleware, which probably will be the best way to do it. But I guess let me just style that. Let me style the, what is it? Menu bar, the trigger. What is it doing though? Should it be like class? Oh, wrong one. BG of none. Padding of 2. Padding of 5. I want to see if it's actually changing. And what's it changing? It's changing that. And it's changing that. Yeah, it's behaving like a button. I'm fine with the behaving like a button, but I don't. What's that gray? Where is that gray coming from? Is it the avatar component? Try as child. For which one? Are you talking about the menu bar trigger as a child here? Now it's not letting me click. That might have been the problem with the drop down too. So I try as child like that. It's not working. Remove the as child. Now this is working. Let me go to Auth.js middleware and we can work on that. So we had to create a middleware.ts file. The one that used to be was this, and export auth as default from there. Okay. I know there's a tutorial that I did from Code with Antonio that he kind of went over it. Might be this one right here. Let's check. Yeah, so he does a middleware.ts file on the root layer of his project. Middleware.ts. And what the documentation says is you got to export auth as default from auth. And for events, you can use auth as a wrapper. Actually watched tutorial of Sirocco Dev. I've seen his thing for Auth.js. It has gone with many changes. Let me see. See if he has a video on that middleware, because that's the best way to do it. I don't want to like half-ass it. Sakuro dev.
You see, I get discounts for my safe driving with Snapshot from Progressive. I even got a discount for signing up.
And then here we want to dynamically put the name of the user. We're gonna put something like a variable. In order to do that, I'm gonna put two curly braces here, okay? And then inside it, we're gonna put our variable. For example, I'm gonna call
Here's the next op middleware at the end right here.
object. So I'm gonna say export const config, and then inside it, we're gonna specify the matcher list, okay? And set it to a list here. And inside this list, we're gonna.
Is this the new? Let me just make sure this is the new version.
Or an email and password. The other popular provider to pass. Inside that, actually, we are.
This is old.
Auth.js version 5 has some breaking changes that might make you confused, but which the user is above the children of the root secret. And here inside the first div where we render the name of the user, let's put a class name here.
Here, protect pages with Next.js middleware.
Inside the app directory, I'm going to create a page for testing the middleware.
Can you guys hear this tutorial through the live or no?
Middleware protected, okay, and then inside it I'm going to create the page.tsx. Okay, let's create a page here, and inside the main div, let's say this page is
He did it a little different than what the docs are saying.
Middleware. Okay, let's save this, and now let's go to the app bar, and here let's create a link for this middleware page. I'm gonna set the caption to middleware protected page and set the href to the /middleware protected. Let's save this, and here inside the root path of our application, let's create a middleware file, middleware.ts. Okay.
Oh no, he didn't. Okay, so let's do that. You have a middleware.ts file.
And here, let's export the auth as middleware.
And let me get the docs on my other screen as well.
This auth is from the auth file. Okay, so
export auth as he's saying middleware, and his is coming from auth, which isn't the right path, /auth.
we just export the auth as the middleware
The
in this
docs
file.
say
Let's save this,
export as
and
auth
then we need to go to the auth file, and here inside the config object, we need to specify the callbacks object here, and inside it we need to define the authorize function. Okay, it takes the request and auth as its parameter. It's a little different from the middleware in the version 4, so here we need to specify on which path we want to use the middleware. Okay, so
there is a callback called authorize for auth.js. Let's see. Callbacks. We have a sign-in callback, a redirect callback, a JWT session callback. Is there an authorized callback?
here inside the body of the
I guess there is an authorized callback, even though I don't see it in the docs, which is crazy.
authorize function, first we need to extract the path name from the URL of the request. So here I'm saying const, and here an object here and set it to request.next URL. Okay, and then we can extract the path name, and here we can say if the path name equals to /middleware protected, we can turn the auth to a boolean and return it from the authorize function. So we just put 2 exclamation mark to turn the auth to boolean. Otherwise, we just return true. Okay, so in this way, we are saying that if the path name
I might have to watch a video on that, guys, because we need to change the auth.js file. The auth.js file that I have to do it because it's not edge compatible. So I can't do it like he has his, because I'm using the ORM of Prism, and it's not edge compatible, and it throws an error. So I need an auth config file like this, and then I also need an auth.ts file. I know pretty good amount of stuff about auth.js. The middleware is the only thing I'm kind of like a little not great at. But I'm trying to figure out like where. Let me see. It's saying with Next.js 4.2, Next.js 12, you can protect your pages via the middleware pattern more easily. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go through his stuff, but let's keep working on a few things, and then pretty soon I'm going to open up the collaboration. I know some of you guys, we collaborated yesterday on it, and I know some people definitely want to collaborate with it, so we're gonna be able to collaborate through Discord audio, and then I'm gonna be able to live share my VS Code file. So if you guys are interested in that, just let me know in the chat, so then I can invite you, because I'm about to call it for a night, because I try to stream anywhere from 2 to 3 hours, 3.5 hours every time I go live. So let's open up our development server. Chatty, get started. I'm going to work on the React sidebar with another guy that's in our chat who recommended it, and he's used it before. So I want to see how that's going to work. And for this sidebar, if I inspect it, it actually looks like it's taking the full width, which is crazy. Not for this project. I'm not going to go back to version 4 just because I've already done so much work in the version 5 that I'm just going to stick with the version 5. If anything, too, I could protect pages just by finding the session on that page, and then it says if no session, throw like an error component. So that's not going to be a big deal if I can't do the middleware, but there's a way to do everything in version 5. We should still learn how to do it. But I'm so far in authentication. I have a full login, register, verification token, password reset. I've done so much with the authentication. It took us like 2.5 episodes that I'm not going to switch it now. If that makes sense to you. Okay, so slash create chatbot. So we have the sidebar, and the sidebar, let me close all these. Sidebar is going to be in our pro sidebar in our dashboard layout. We have a flex and then a flex call. Oh, Raj, you're the one who suggested me for the I forgot who it was. Yeah, so I need help with this React Pro sidebar. So for example, this right here, if you look at it, it looks like something is here, like some padding or margin, and I'm pretty sure it's from the sidebar, because the sidebar could either be right or left. And I don't want this here, because when you zoom out, there's too much white space over here. I want all this to be more centered and in the center of the page, because right now I do want to use the React sidebar, but if I can't solve this issue with all this white space here, I'm not going to be able to kind of go forward with it. And let's go in the code, and if you see, this is my sidebar component. These are all my imports from React Pro sidebar, and as you can see, we have all this here. I mean, very basic. And what we can do is, if you want, we could start the collaboration right now with this. It'll be a lot easier probably than you typing, because there is a 20-second delay on YouTube. So if you are down to do a collaboration session, I know there might be a few other people who do. We had 2 people yesterday. Just let me know. But other than that, we keep working right here like we are now. React Pro sidebar. Okay. Yeah, sure. All right, so right now we have, I'm checking, we have 4 live viewers. So this invite goes to anybody who's kind of been active, who I know in the chat. So if you do want to do a collaboration session, make sure you're in the Discord. And from there, you can send me a message and I will be able to invite you. We will be able to talk through audio, through Discord audio. And then you'll be able to have access to my VS Code and all the code on it. So if you're interested in that, we are going to hop over to that. And for that reason, since the audio, it's me talking to other people, I'm going to cut the live here so you guys aren't listening to me and you can't hear the other side of the conversation. It's probably going to be annoying to watch. But other than that, I appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, hit that like button. Also subscribe to my channel. The GitHub link of the repo is in every description of every live. This is episode 8, and we are going to keep continuing on until we actually complete this SaaS project. So again, thank you guys for joining live and spending your time with me.